Hi Scorpios, Amber here at Symbols for Living. Hope that you're very well. Hope that you have got great plans for Valentine's Day. If you're an Aquarius with a Scorpio moon, happy birthday. If you're just stopping by and you're an Aquarius, happy birthday. This is for you if you are a Scorpio sun, moon, rising, Venus, or descendant sign. It is a spread which answers the question, how do they feel about you? Also looks into how you currently feel about them. Also do another spread after this, which looks at the spiritual aspect of the relationship and what you guys are learning as individuals to help you reach your conscious evolution, you know, all that good stuff, self-realization, actualization, all that good stuff. And then lastly, I pulled 3 cards for the month, or for the next 30 days really. That's directly from Spirit, that could relate to this reading, your love life in general, you pertaining to relationships, anything, but hopefully you will find the advice given there helpful and supportive on your journey. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, Scorpio. So we have got essentially we've got 2 fairly positive cards. We've got the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. They're actually looking like this on the table. So it looks quite obvious that someone is moving quite fast towards you. It could be an air sign that you're dealing with, or someone who's got strong air in their charts, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They may have a really positive messages for you. They could be coming back from the past. So it could be someone coming back to you with positive messages of love. Maybe they're hoping for a new start. Maybe they're coming to let you know something that they need to get off their chest. But they seem to be coming in a rush, and they seem to be quite decided and quite certain about where they're going. They may feel like they're being quite brave, you know. They could be acting in principle. So it could be that they're saying, do you know what? It's the right thing for me to do. It's the fair thing for me to do, to come towards this Scorpio. I've thought long and hard about this, and this person could have even convinced themselves, you know, that you were the one, or that, you know, that they had to fight for you, that they couldn't give up on you. You know, they're definitely not going to give up on you, and they may feel like they even want to fight for you, with it being a knight and them coming in so quickly, and with it being the Knight of Swords with a weapon in his hand. This person usually comes for some sort of difficult conversations, definitely to fight, but not necessarily to fight you. Especially with the 8 of Wands here, I would definitely say they're not coming to fight you. I think they're fighting for what they believe could be with this relationship. They're fighting for the potential, maybe, of the relationship. And then my throat's hurting me. So maybe there's some sort of issue with communication. Maybe there hasn't been communication for a little while. We've got you here in your very intuitive state as the High Priestess, Scorpio. So you're very much in touch with your intuition, maybe possibly your psychic abilities. You could be definitely more turned inwards at the moment and not focused really maybe on what's happening around you, or definitely not participating in what's happening around you. You could just be kind of just taking it all in and then kind of mulling over it and kind of contemplating on it, and then maybe taking action if you feel or see fit. You could be stuck between 2 worlds, as we do have the 2 very opposite pillars here. But you yourself could find, you know, you may be very comfortable in your position. You may not really want to make a decision about maybe this person. And with the High Priestess card here, it could be that you're actually avoiding talking to this person, deliberately being elusive, deliberately being, you know, anonymous, missing in action, deliberately just enjoying being in your own skin. You're not really concerned about everyone else's dramas. You're just like, well, actually, I'm kind of cool, I'm kind of grounded. Like, you just seem to be really comfortable in your own skin, And you're very comfortable there. Like, you're not really, you see maybe offers coming in, you see options, you know, you may feel that you could go left or right. But right now, I don't think you're in a position to choose now, or that you want to choose. Now, at the base of the deck, we do have the Five of Cups as your overall kind of message or energy this month or for the next 30 days. I should have mentioned as well, this is going to be from February the 15th to March the 15th. And I may very well continue to do my videos like that because I seem to always be doing my videos in the middle of the month anyway for my monthlies. So I may as well make it like that for you guys until one day I don't have to go to work anymore and I can do this all day. But yeah, we have got the Five of Cups. So this month you are dealing with disappointment. We've also got the Death card, which is your card, and it's upright, clarified by the Eight of Coins and the Queen of Pentacles. This could be that there is maybe some sort of ending with someone. So there could be like two different things going on here, because you're not wanting to make a decision. It's like you've got two people possibly, or two things to choose from. Neither is good or bad here either, I feel. They're very different and offer you different things, but I don't feel like anyone is good or bad. I feel like you're just not choosing. And it could be maybe between an air sign and an earth sign. Maybe this is someone at work as well. Maybe this has ended and, you know, maybe you're not very happy about it at the moment. You could feel left out in the cold. It could also just be a friend. You know, this could be with the Three Cups here, representing the Three of Cups. It could be that there's a friendship that maybe hasn't worked out as well, or a bond that you had with someone, that you were building with someone. Maybe it may not have been that deep, you know, it may not have been that long lasting, but nevertheless it was a bond, and it looks as if that may have come to an end. And I don't think you're very happy about that. You're feeling regretful, maybe. You may feel at a loss, like you've given too much. It's like wasted. There's like 3 cups, which seem to be full of liquids that's just kind of tossed to the side as if it had no value. Someone could have drunk that. But sorry to make light of the situation, but if you catch my point, it was like almost like a waste of some sort. And you may have some regrets about it, but you know, there is a bridge here and there is water under the bridge, as you can see. Okay, so for me, that always symbolizes to me that it is water under the bridge, and you know, it's like trying to catch a leaf that you've thrown into the river. It's gone. There's no way you're going to get back that leaf. It's water under the bridge. It's gone. It's got a whole new life now, you know. It's got a whole new purpose. It's got a whole new direction, a whole new path. So it may be that you need to learn this month to let go, to exercise your death energy. You know, this is always on tap for you guys. This rebirth, this regeneration. That's your gift, is that you're able to regenerate, to rebirth, to create the phoenix energy in your life if you so wish. So, and this is also a Scorpio card too, I think. I can't remember what sign or what planet it is, but it's definitely a Scorpio card. I'm quite sure. There's something flying. It's getting on my nerves. It's trying to get my chocolate coffee. Anyway. So yeah, it could be that, you know, you really need to kind of tap into that. Let it go. It's not needed. It's not wanted. You know, they say, what was it I read today or earlier yesterday? That sometimes a blockage is a blessing. Sometimes when things don't work out, actually it's the best thing that could have happened to you, you know. And sometimes I've even seen that myself, where I've had to turn down someone But I think I'm actually doing you a favor because I know that we wouldn't have worked, or I know that we wouldn't be suited. What's going on there? But yeah, we wouldn't be suited. And that I probably would just be a pain, or yeah, you know what you're like, so I've actually saw it, and I actually wanted to tell that person, you know what, actually it's probably a blessing in disguise. It's like it's blocking you from me, because I probably would have been a pain. So yeah. So yeah, it's not always the end. It's not always that an ending isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it can be very positive and actually be a blessing. Okay. So in the near past, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse for your partner, clarified by the Nine of Cups. Okay, so your partner was feeling pretty good in the near past. With the Knight of Cups, though, in its reverse, it's like this person was quite maybe, smug on their own. They could have felt very smug on their own, like, I'm not making the first move. I'm not making the first move. Even though they have all this love to give, literally brimming on the edge to give to you, they're not going to give it to you, or they didn't in the past. They held back. This person could also be someone who kind of does that push and pull thing, plays games, likes to play emotional games, likes to kind of test your emotional temperature by doing things to see what reaction they get. So this could be someone who kind of plays with love. This could be someone who's also scared of love as well. Someone who sees love as a challenge that they cannot overcome, they cannot grasp. And so therefore, sorry guys, so therefore they're happier on their own, with no one questioning or criticizing them. They're perfect, right? So it could be a bit of that, where they're very, very happy on their own. This person's very content on their own. They've got a lot of self-confidence. They maybe get a lot of attention from people as well. They're very proud as well, possibly, and just also have a lot of emotional balance, like just very emotionally kind of stable, or not really needing for much emotionally. They're quite self-contained emotionally, and that might be why they're maybe a bit scared to introduce this 10th cup into their life, or to give of a cup. Because it may mean that there'll be someone that comes in to mirror them, to ask those difficult questions that could possibly deplete from the cups that they do have, that they may have worked very hard. That's also worth mentioning. This person could have worked very hard to get to that emotional state. So they might not want to kind of just go ahead and give it away, even though they have a lot to give. They have 9 cups to give. They've got loads of love to give, and they're very much, I think, ready for a relationship, but they're definitely hesitant. I think they feel a bit intimidated possibly by love, and again, they may not want to disturb what they already have. We've then got the Queen of Wands in reverse, Scorpio. Actually, no, this fell on the floor. It was upright. Sorry, yeah, it was upright. I remember seeing this upright. In the past, you could have felt like you had to make a move, with the Queen of Wands, like you had to take the lead. You had to go out and actually, make yourself visible to this person, or just take the lead. You maybe had to be the one to say, look, so are you free on the weekend, or whatever, however you do that. You may have taken it upon yourself to go ahead and just bite the bullet, take control, and be with this person. In the past, you could have made a lot of the effort. Now it looks like you're not doing that. you've come into some sort of like, you've come into that kind of true feminine receptive energy, which is always yours to take, Scorpio, as you are. Scorpio is a feminine sign, and it is also a water sign, so it's very receptive. So yeah, I think you know, these two energies really do represent Scorpio. You know, we have this fire energy which relates to the Mars aspect, and then we've got this watery kind of energy which relates to the water aspect of Pisces. It's almost like you've, so not Pisces, Scorpio. It's like you've flipped from one side of you to another, which is probably your more controlling element. Scorpio is the major theme within the Scorpio energy is about control. So it could be that, you know, in the past you really led the way with this. You were quite took the lead, made the decisions, had a more of a controlling kind of energy within the dynamic of whatever you guys had. And it looks like you completely pulled back. And I think that intuitively you may have felt that you were doing too much, but this has made this person come towards you. So it's great, really. However, now you're like, I quite like being, you know, not responsive and just accepting and just sitting back and having everyone come to me, because it puts you in a position of power. That's what I see here. Even though we've got the Five of Cups, there is some sort of disappointment this month. Like I said, I think there could be two people that you're dealing with. Possibly, but there is some disappointment that you're dealing with, and I think it could be related to someone else, and that might be why you're not really being that excited about this air sign that's rushing in with these positive words of love. So we've got the Four of Coins clarified by the Three of Coins. Okay. And this position talks about what motivates you, or what motivates your partner, and what's hidden from you, what goes on in their kind of private world that you probably would never know. Also relates to their subconscious drives as well. So your partner or the person, your love interest, they are ready to open up, or one of these people, I think it's the same air sign, they're ready to open up. They want to work with you. They don't want to work against you. Again, if this is related to work, if this is all one person, okay, and this person's related to work, there may have been some disappointment in the past. Maybe that's what this is as well. There could have been disappointment in the past with this person not taking action and you feeling like you need to take action. And this person may, you know, if it is the same kind of earth sign that you are dealing with, maybe because these are two pentacles here, it could be that your partner, this person, is now ready to open up a bit. You know, definitely with this swords energy coming in with messages and wanting to save the relationship, wanting to make this work, wanting to fight for what you guys have. Sorry, that was irritating me. It could be that this person is now very much ready to open up, ready to put in the work, and work with you and not be so closed off. So this person will start to kind of let you in. You know, they may start to trust you more. And just basically let their guard down. I think this is more just them just recognizing that they can't gain anything if they don't work with you. They can't gain anything by being closed off. So they have to be brave and go ahead and take that risk, okay? And then we've got the Star card in reverse for how you feel. So you're not really that optimistic about what could happen. Yeah, you see that there's potential, you know. You see it could happen, but you're not really excited about it. You're not set on, you're not set on the dream or the outcome of this. think there's 2 people that you're dealing with. Possibly even 3 people that you're dealing with. I've got a water sign, an earth sign, and an air sign. It could be an Aquarius, a Cancerian, obviously your Scorpio. I don't see any Pisces here. Could be a Pisces though. It could be a Pisces, Aquarian, or an earth sign, or a Cancer, or possibly even a Scorpio as well. You could be dealing with someone just like yourself. But if it is an Aquarius, you're definitely not feeling that hopeful about them. I don't think you're feeling that hopeful about this air sign. You're not feeling very optimistic. Maybe this person doesn't meet your standards. You know, you could have an idealistic vision of what you want for your relationships or in your partner, and maybe this person just doesn't really meet that. You may feel like you're not even ready to even invest. Maybe you don't have a vision yet. So therefore you're like, I'm not going to invest in anything right now, because right now I'm actually just trying to get over something. Some sort of loss that you've had. This person could be coming in, but you're just like, not right now. Not right now. Because you may need to take some time out to really find out where it is you want to go. Like what direction you want to go in with this new change, with this rebirth. You know, you now need to carefully decide what direction you're going to go in to make sure that you do continue to evolve spiritually, emotionally, everythingly. And that you continue to do better in your relationships and attract people that are closer and closer to your ideal. So I think you're figuring out what your dream is, what your star is. And I don't think you really want to put any work into anything that isn't going to bring you closer to that. So until you figured out where it is you're going, you're not putting in any work. And that's what the High Priestess is. You're quite happy. And it's like here as well, I was drawn to the fruits. Like you're very bountiful at the moment. There's a lot that you could do. There's a lot of potential available to you, but you're not acting on it yet. But it's like you're sitting on a gold mine, or sitting with lots of potential but just not acting yet. But you know that you have the potential, you know that it's there. It's just about kind of deciding what direction to go in, I think, at this point, because right now you're still mourning over the loss that you've had with someone. And I think it could be this earth sign, and it could be possibly related to work. Yeah, and it could have been a soulmate, you know, got the 5 of coins here in reverse as well. So it could be, you know, that you felt this person was a soulmate, but it hasn't worked out. So then we've got the 8 of Swords for your partner's intentions, clarified by the Queen of Cups in her reverse. So this person, although we've got down here, they want to open up. So like they're motivated to open up. In their heart of hearts, they want to open up. However, they may not be too sure. I think they're quite scared. This air sign is quite scared about opening up. They don't like to do this. They don't want to make any mistakes with this. This person's acting a little bit, I feel, out of fear, and I think that might trip them up a little bit. They're trying to put themselves out there, while not really putting themselves out there. You know, they're still holding back. They don't want to really do this. They don't really want to go out and tell you, oh, I love you, and that's why they're having to be so brave here. This is like they're being so brave, like from their perspective anyway, you know. and they don't really want to kind of put their heart on their sleeve. They don't. This air sign, which is kind of normal for an air sign, right? I hope I don't offend anyone when I say that. But yeah, air signs, you know, Geminis, Aquarian, Librans, are known for always dealing with issues from a logical or mental perspective first. Once it's logical and they can talk about it and it makes sense on paper, then, you know, it's all very logical. Then, you know, then they go from there, which is great, really. You know, I wish we could all do that. And this person feels quite trapped by their own emotions. They have way too many conflicting thoughts that come in as maybe they want to say something to you or want to express themselves. It doesn't come naturally. And they immediately start to find themselves with conflicting thoughts. They're in cognitive dissonance. So their intentions are to, their intentions may be to, yeah, they may want to, but they may not really like how they are, and maybe they can't even see how they really are, but they want to move forward, but they're going to try and be like calculated, or they're going to try to be really controlled and worried about every move they're making, really kind of overthinking it. But they think that that's the best way forward because they're an air sign. So they feel that, okay, if I just plan my moves and like really carefully avoid those puddles and, you know, move forward in a way to just get through those two swords there and just squeeze through, and, you know, but they're still kind of holding themselves back. They're not really fully opening up. They're planning to say all the right things, you know, have the right words, you know, and they think by saying those things it's actually emotional, but it's not. But there is this wealth of emotion that they're just not able to express. But they think by talking is expressing it, by saying things, maybe saying romantic things or saying the right thing at the right time. They feel like that's emotional expression, when emotional expression is more through the actions that we take, right? I feel this person is trying, though. This person's trying to connect to their emotions and, like, you know, give you what you want, because you're a Scorpio. So they probably already see, okay, I need to really connect to my emotions, because when I'm dealing with Scorpio, I just feel these emotions, and I feel that a lot of our conversations are around emotion, like the way we're talking, our language, you know, our language is very much around how we feel. Okay, I need to kind of keep up. Maybe it's kind of that thing as well. This person's a bit scared to do that, though. Okay, they're not really too sure how to do that. So you may need to really lead in that way. If you really like this person, you may need to lead in that kind of respect and show them how to do it without making yourself too vulnerable. Okay, so then we've got the King of Pentacles for your intentions. So this could be that your intentions is that you want to eventually settle down with this person. You could just really be focused on your money, and again, focused on work. This also talks about reputation as well. You could be concerned about your reputation, how you look. I think you're very concerned about your reputation. And I think you're still very focused on this earth sign. You're very focused on this earth sign here with the King of Pentacles. That's where your focus is still. And that's why you need to learn to let go. So yeah, I feel that that's what's being said here, that this month you really need to learn to kind of get into that Scorpio energy, let go of whatever hasn't worked out. There are two other cups here. We've got an air sign here and possibly another water sign as well that is around you at the moment. you could be very much just focused on your work, period, you know, just trying to develop in your career. Maybe you're looking for work, things like that. Yeah. But you are, sorry, my nose keeps on edge. Okay, so you may be very focused on commitment. The King of Pentacles is also someone who is stubborn as well, who likes things their way, who does not move, who tends to kind of get stuck in their ways, doesn't change. Isn't very good with change. And I don't think you want to change. You don't want to change. You want to kind of stay focused on this earth sign. You don't really want to have to let it go, maybe. Okay. You may want to see a return on your investment with the King of Pentacles as well. You know, you could have invested a lot in this earth sign, maybe. Interestingly, we got the King and the Queen of Pentacles. I think it probably was a soulmate connection with this person. And I think it probably was at work or something, with this work card being here. Could definitely have been a Virgo. This is the Sun in Virgo card. So yeah. If it is relating to this Virgo person, you know, this person could be coming in to very positively. Again, not with a whole load of emotion though, you know. This person's not going to be coming in with a lot of emotion. This person does, I think, want to keep things positive with you with the Eight of Wands here, but doesn't want a connection with the Eight of Swords here. Doesn't really want to move things forward. There's not a they're not looking for a romantic relationship, it would seem, with the Eight of Swords here and the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups in reverse. So then we've got a Ten of Wands in the near future, clarified by the Three of Wands. So your partner may feel overburdened in the near future. Again, this is relating to work with the Wands cards, or you know, it could be any one of these people. It's quite hard to tell. But definitely there seems to be an energy here of having too much of a burden here from one of these love interests. Yeah, they may feel that they're doing too much of the work, and that there must be something better out there, or they may feel that they're putting in so much work but they're not getting anything back. There's nothing coming back. They're putting in way too much to have got nothing yet. So they're going to now be, or they may feel as well that the more that they do, the more that they invest in this and the less they think about it and the more they just keep doing, that eventually something good will come back. That's what this person feels. That eventually something good will come back. They may feel very burdened as well by the other opportunities that are out there. This is the Earth sign as well. This could we do have the Nine of Pentacles here for how you'll be feeling at the end of the month. Again, very much in love with a Virgo. This is Venus in Virgo. I think you're very focused on a Virgo or an Earth sign, but there's other people I feel that are interested in you too. I mean, if it is this Virgo, obviously it hasn't worked out with the Five of Cups, but I feel like they are still quite positive. We've got the Four of Coins in reverse, the Eight of Wands. This person probably does want to talk to you, or maybe wants to be amicable with you. They still maybe feel quite positive about the relationship. Why do I look so lopsided? But they still feel quite positive, you know, about you and towards you. And I don't think they want to lose maybe the friendship that you have. They still want to remain in communication with you. So they may be kind of still wanting to talk to you, but not maybe create an emotional bond with you. And they really do feel like they've got a lot of on their plate in the near future, and they're just not. I just think that they're just not really wanting that kind of burden. The Ten of Wands usually talks about someone who feels overburdened. It can also talk about someone who feels very responsible and determined as well. But with the coupled with the Three of Wands, I would say that it's kind of a letting go energy. It's kind of like, I just want to kind of see what comes back to me now. I've kind of done a lot of work. I want to see what else is out there. So I think this person just feels overburdened by everything. Have they got enough on their plate? And they could also be waiting for something else as well. You know, this could be them waiting for something else to come in. So if they haven't, you know, if they haven't decided to be with you, it could be that there's other things that they're also dealing with, maybe other relationships or other things that they're waiting on. And they maybe just feel like it's very burdensome to maybe spread themselves that thinly with the Ten of Wands, to offer themselves to different people, like to maybe date multiple people. They may feel like that's a burden, and they may want to kind of put that down and just want to see who comes to them now. They want to see who comes to them, what's going to come back. And again, if it's this person who's just, you know, this air sign who's just very interested in you, they definitely will be feeling like, okay, now I need to either one, keep working on this, even though it doesn't look good, even though Scorpio doesn't seem to be interested, albeit it's being the High Priestess, and even though it doesn't look good, because it's not looking at the situation, it doesn't look good, I'm gonna keep my head down, put my head in the sand basically, in a way, and just keep on working at this because I want it to work. So your partner is probably very certain, this air sign is probably very certain that they want you, or maybe it's the water sign. And then they're going to see, you know, what you do about it. Yeah, again, you're just very happy being on your own. You're just like, I'm happy being on my own. Like, I'm so content. I have all the fruits I need around me. Got birds, sunshine, everything. More sunshine and more money. This is what you're focused on, your money and yourself. Your own happiness, your own comfort. That's what you're focused on. I think this month you may be happy being single, or just feeling like you need to be to kind of lick your wounds a bit and get over whatever loss you have experienced recently. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards here from the Love Oracle deck. Okay, let's just go ahead and take those cards that fell out. So we've got communication, being spiritual advice. The Dark Male being the obstacle. Wallflower is what brings you together, you and this person. You are learning about the courting man. Your partner is learning about children. You see them as fun times, and they see you as freedom. At the base of the deck, we've got short term. So it could be a fairly short term connection that you have at the moment. They're learning about children. That's interesting. So do they have children possibly with you? They may be thinking that they want to have children now. That could also be, I mean, they could also have children, a lot of responsibility on them as well. Okay, and they could be learning about that. And that could be where this kind of Nine of Cups comes in, where they have a lot. They have children, they have a lot. They don't really need for much. You know, a relationship is kind of an extra. However, they do want you. This air sign, I think, or this water sign. And it could also be that this person has got a lot of responsibility on their plate, and they're more learning about how to prioritize maybe their children and family life with their relationship and work life, etc. Could be something like that. Or they could have decided that they really want children, and you'll be the best dad for them, or the best mum for them. You know, so it could be something like that as well. With the courting man, you're learning maybe about how to court this person, or you're also possibly learning about your own attractiveness. This is also the obstacle as well. So it could be that the obstacle is that you are just very attractive, and that a lot of people are attracted to you with these two cards here. These are two very attractive, charming kind of characters here that probably would steal the show if they walked into a room full of women. You know, they look pretty good, right? They're very handsome, and they have kind of flirtatious kind of energy about them. So it could be that you're kind of basking in that energy right now. Maybe you're out there, you're quite enjoying being single at the moment, and that is the obstacle in the relationship that you have with this air sign or water sign that maybe is interested in you. It could also be an earth sign, you know, it is a general reading. But they're very much attracted to you. You have a strong magnetic pull, I think, for them. And you can't help that, you know, it is what it is. But it is an obstacle. It is what's actually causing the issue. You know, it's, if you have a problem with someone fancying you, it's because you're good looking. Okay, so it's just how it is. We're just very attractive. So yeah, you're gonna have to kind of learn to work with that maybe. And then we've got fun times. You see this person's fun times, someone to pass the time, someone to have fun with. You're very focused on that. I think you see possibly this earth, one of these people as that, because you are on your 9 of coins element. You're just like, I want to have fun. I want to just have fun and enjoy my own self. And they see you as freedom. So they may see you as a bit of an escape. You know, they may really feel like you're a soulmate and you make them feel quite free. And then we've got the Wallflower card. So that's the card that brings you together, is that you and this person are actually both quite quiet and reserved. And that's what keeps bringing you back together. This Y card has come out so many times. Yeah, but what brings you together could be loneliness with the Wallflower card here as well. Especially, you know, this person is a mum, you know, and they are young kids. They are pictured in this card. You know, this person, or if it's a guy, single parent guy, you know, or not even a single parent, but just a dating parent, you know, isn't always the easiest thing, as you may know. So it could be that you both don't really get out that much. Okay. Then we had to see drop out, and what's at the base of the deck? Between Worlds. Okay, so this is the place that you're in. This is like the High Priestess card. You're between worlds. Okay, you're transitioning, you're moving, especially with the Death card here. You're going through a transitional time at the moment. And I think it's about letting go of the pain that was caused from your last relationship, possibly with this earth sign. It is fated. We've got the fate here. You need to get to your why. So you are a courting person, you are a courting man, you are the dark male, you are getting a lot of attraction to you. Now, one, you may need to get to the point of like, what is it that's attractive about you? That's the why. Understanding your own attractiveness, like what is it about you, possibly. Also, it's saying, you know, why do you attract maybe people like that maybe you don't want or not ready for? And also I feel the why is asking you, why, you know, there's just a lot of whys, like why do you even like the earth sign? What is it about them? So you're getting to know yourself better. And also I feel like you like attention as well. You're enjoying the attention. Again, why? So you're between worlds, you're transitioning, and as you transition and rebirth into this new kind of phase in your life, this new kind of paradigm, I guess, within yourself, you need to kind of get clear, I think, as to what motivates you. That why question needs to be asked, because then you're going to go to see, you see. Then you're going to start to travel more. I mean, this why question may be asked or even answered as you do kind of travel a bit. There's some see there as well. You can see in the card. There's a journey that you may be taking, kind of a journey of the soul, where you will find a lot of answers that you maybe never even knew were the answers before, because you had never experienced it. So the High Priestess card does talk about not really having a whole load of physical experience, but a lot of book knowledge. You may need to kind of leave this book. You may need to spread your wings here as well. You may need to kind of go out to sea. So much images here. It could be related to the air sign. Why? Why are you even entertaining this person if maybe you know you're not interested? Why do you need them around? But there's a lot of whys this month, so definitely get to know yourself better this month. You are transitioning into a brighter, more kind of happier you. It was fated, all of this was meant to be, to kind of put you in this position of change. Yeah, so yeah, you are leaving this soulmate, I think, that maybe broke your heart, and you're moving into a positive place. However, it will be completely new. You'll learn whole new things. You're definitely going to get a lot more in touch with your emotions. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of answers. It's a really transformative month. And I think you're going to see yourself growing as a result of it. Especially with the High Priestess, essentially, she's all about knowing yourself. I think her motto for me is always know thyself. You know, as the sea will kind of, you know, have waves carrying you from left to right, you have to know where, you know, what your whys are, where you stand, who you are, because there is a change in the wind. So yeah, there's changes for you, Scorpio, this month. Big transformative kind of inner changes for you. So I hope that you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. I would truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Happy birthday to any Aquarius, if I said it before. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone I say to the end. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the reading and you got something out of it. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd really appreciate that too. I'd like to hear what you say as well. I could do my own personal readings too, so if you wanted one, just simply email me using the details in the description box below. Otherwise, take good care and I'll see you next month. Take care, Scorpio. Bye.